Hey YouTube, what goes on? Welcome to Disavowed Action Figures live at 7:05. Four Feathers, what's going on, everybody? How are we doing this evening? We are going to take a look at the new Hasbro Marvel Legends reveals from the Instagram live stream today. We're also going to put together and assemble the Armadillo Build-A-Figure, and we're going to talk about the end of the channel. So everybody, you know that I've had documented issues with the audio. Please let me know in the chat if the audio sounds okay. I am rocking the beats once again here. We had to throw a last-minute audible out there tonight. We're going to talk about that She-Hulk trailer for the majority of the evening, as well as some updates on the channel. However, I totally forgot about that Marvel Legends reveal today. So we are going to talk Marvel Legends action together. Let's see how things are going. Basically get your thoughts on what you are thinking about those particular figures as we work our way through. So again, if I can just get a check here on audio, if you let me know that things are sounding okay in the chat, that'd be fantastic. And we will get ready to take a look at what's going on here. Obviously, you can see long shot here in the shot, if you will. So hopefully, again, we are good to go. Let's rock and roll. Let's dive right into this thing and take a look at what we have going on. So huge reveals today. I'm going to use the whoosh. So thank you to Robo, you don't know me, but you're a good dude. I enjoy your content. So we are going to piggyback on your YouTube channel here and take a look at some of the reveals from this week. Before we get to that, let's say hello to everybody who's here again. Four Feathers, hello. What's going on, sir? How are you? Thank you again for good looking out regarding that The Crow VHS Walmart Diamond exclusive. I did find that tonight. You are a good man. Six Packs of Max, what goes on YouTube? Six Packs is in the house. Four Feathers says Six Packs. OK Figures is here. What's going on, OK Figures? What's the good word? Jeff Ballard is here. What's going on, Jeff? How are you today? God Toy Hunting says things sound okay. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Six Pack says, sounds clear as a record player, nostalgic, and requires a brandy. Cheers, sir. So let's get to looking at these reveals, everybody. So I am stoked. I totally forgot about this going on today. Let's get my only long shot figure out of the way. But taking a look here, we're going to work our way down. Again, thank you to the Fwoosher using his page. We did get a Marvel Legends Sharon Carter, not Peggy Carter. I mix those names up sometimes. Revealed. This is going to be the stock power broker version, not stockbroker. What am I going to stockbroker today anyway? Version of Sharon Carter. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think I'm good on this. not really needing this on my shelf. I am picking up some of the older MCU figures. We've never really gotten an MCU version of Sharon, but I just don't think I need it. I'm probably not going to build the Ultron unless it's on clearance, because you know I love my clearance prices here in Disavowed Action Figures. Midwest Toy Box is in the house. What's going on, Midwest Toy Box? Yo, what's going on? Hey, yo, I wasn't sure if they were selling the baby Wolverine. He's going to be in there from what I heard. So yeah, so let me know what you think about Sharon Carter, everybody. I don't think I need this. I appreciate the fact they are putting it in a wave, which is fantastic. If you are going to build Ultron, obviously you are getting more figures from that What If universe of the MCU. But yeah, not a huge fan of the Sharon Carter. Let me know what you think. Now we're getting into my bread and butter right here. I'm happy. Thank you, Hasbro. Thank you, Marvel Legends team. You're probably never going to see this. But Dwight, thank you. Ryan Ting, thank you. All you guys, thank you. I don't know about you, but I did pick up a Galactus, only one. I'm very much looking forward to having that Galactus in my collection, hopefully sometime in the next 6 to 8 months. But I really appreciate the fact we are getting other Heralds. Obviously, we're getting Heralds along with the Galactus HasLab. However, I am very pumped to be getting this particular Herald, as I do recall this guy being in a lot of comics. I believe also the cartoon. And I'm really enjoying the Fantastic Four retro packaging, which, by the way, we're going to get some retro packaging in a couple of minutes here because we called it here. I think a lot of people called it, but I know we called it here, that we'd be getting other animated shows as retro packaging, which we'll talk about in a few more minutes. Four Feathers says he agrees, not really needing this long game for me. Four Feathers, you know I am Mr. Long Game, so I'm glad you are going to partake in the long game as well. I can already see that Sharon Carter on a Walmart peg for about $11.99 sometime the next year and a half. And again, I get that doesn't exactly help lines grow, but here's the thing. you got to know with the pocketbook too and how much that's shrinking. Okay, Figure says great likeness. It is a great likeness on Sharon. I will give you that. But again, though, do I need it? I think it's great that they threw it in there. It makes a lot of sense. Omega 13 says, I'm getting it. Got to build that Daddy Ultron. I agree. The Ultron is very cool. And again, if you saw my massive unboxing of our prediction video a few weeks ago for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, I have quite the shelf going on of multiversal figures. So I don't know. I could buckle. We'll wait and see. But again, trying to wait on that price. Omega 13 says, Tigra Cousin Firelord, same skin tone. You're not wrong. I see that tiger and I just picture Garfield for some reason. Four Feathers appreciates that as well. But yeah, very excited to get another retro card, a Fantastic Four figure here to go either on the wall or in the collection or one the rock one to stock. I believe they said this is fan channel. I'm pretty sure. Let me know if I'm incorrect on that, which means you will be able to find it at GameStops. And oh, baby, GameStop. Oh, if you didn't see the recent toy hunt for this week, oh my gosh, GameStop. Take my money. I gave them my $10 for an annual membership once again. I said for the last 2 years, I'd come back into the fold at GameStop if they increase their action figure stock, and boom, they have. So if you've been following me on Instagram, Disavowed_12, or if you saw my weekly toy hunt this past week, by the way, more GameStop to come on this Friday's hunt. So much GameStop fan channel goodness out there. Scarlet Witch, West Coast Vision, Lady Loki, all of them. I want them all. I'm using a $5 coupon every month to buy one. GameStop is absolutely destroying it. But yeah, back to this particular figure. Super excited to hopefully add this to the collection, especially with that Galactus coming around. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I hear something in the background. I hear something. Pew, 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 pew. Ryan, what's going on, sir? How are you? Looking forward to seeing you mash it up with Dante, and I believe it'll be Todd on your live stream. I think it's tomorrow night. Ryan, let us know in the comments. Just double checking here that I didn't fall into some multiversal madness thing, but I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be putting a show on tomorrow night. So that'd be Thursday. If it's tonight and I screwed up, please let me know. But I think I saw it earlier on Instagram tonight. Laser Pants, as we said, GameStop is absolutely killing it right now. Let's see what we got going on here in the chat. Joe says, did you see the She-Hulk trailer yet? And did you think that she could be? I do not think. They kind of made a joke on the live stream today. I don't think we're getting She-Hulk in this particular wave. I think that'll be probably the next What If wave, as well as possibly a Build-A-Figure Hulk, because obviously Hulk's in the trailer. Maybe an MCU Abomination as a Build-A-Figure. So I do think we're going to have a little bit of time until we do get the She-Hulk. I did see the trailer, though. I was going to make this the emphasis of the video, but I had to talk about these reveals tonight. But yeah, I love the trailer. Let people, again, feel free to talk it up in the comments. Let us know what you think of that She-Hulk trailer. I enjoyed it. I know it's going to be kind of a rom-com sort of thing. I'm cool with it. The only thing I heard of was I think it's 10 episodes. I'm not cool with that. If it's 10 episodes, that's too long. I'm loving like 6 to 8. That's about my speed right now. Gone toy hunting. What goes on? GameStop has been the spot. It absolutely has been. It's we got going on here. Ewan says, just to clarify, Infinity Wave is general. Target is Baghead Spider-Man. Pulse is Mojo World. Everything else is fan channel. Excellent. Thank you. I was just going to double check that was correct. Scott says, yeah, GameStop is fire lately. Totally agree. Definitely very best place to be right now. Omega 13 says the only exclusives are Paper Bag Spider-Man and the box set, and everything else is fan channel. Okay, so ladies and friends, tonight. So again, I lose track of when I see things on Instagram because I'm just not good. So tonight at 9 p.m., Laser Pants, Todd, and Dante will be ripping up talking about all of the reveals at the 3POA channel on Laser Pants Live. RL's here. What's going on? Hey there, everybody. I hope you're doing well tonight. RL. Okay, Figure says the band is back together. So, guys, check them out. Put them on your phone while you're watching AEW if you're an AEW fan. So, as we work our way through these reveals, we did have to get the Japanese Spider-Man, which is very cool. The packaging is cool. Again, we're getting the cardboard box, which, my thoughts on this and the community's thoughts on this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. The watch is cool. I know Dwight did mention checking out the Marvel Legends Disney Plus documentary, which did talk a lot about this particular actually, it was Marvel Legends, how they make things, but then also there was a documentary on Disney Plus about this particular show. Check that out. It might make you want the figure more. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. If you're a Spider-Man collector, I can see you wanting this. I particularly don't need it on my shelf. But it's cool. I like the fact they're throwing it out there. Now we're getting to the cool stuff. Okay, so a lot of collectors suspected. We had the Fantastic Four retro. We had the X-Men retro. We have the Avengers retro. Iron Man was the next thing to come around the line, right? Here it is. It looks so good. They did say this is more of a different colored Rhodey than we had in the past. They said both heads will be interchangeable. Dwight did mention they obviously could not fit the boot blasting effects in here, but we got basically everything else we have with all the guns for War Machine. This looks awesome. Obviously, they teased more to come in this particular retro wave. They're getting me again here. Wonder Rock one to stock. That's going to look great on the wall. So I think a lot of people will be getting two of these as we work our way through. So again, War Machine looking great. I might have to pick it up, or I just might wait till we actually get Tony. Hopefully we get some other figures, obviously, in that retro wave for Iron Man. Would love to see us get a Sentry. Would love to see us possibly get a cartoon version of Scarlet Witch, which looks very different than the comics and what we have now. Maybe a Dread Knight would look cool. So lots of different options if you ever watched the Iron Man cartoon to get involved in that retro wave. And last, but certainly not least, tomorrow at 1 p.m. was when most of this goes up. I will definitely be ordering one of these, although I'm a little bit worried about the price. Let me know in the comments, what are you thinking for the price? I was thinking it's going to be $25 for a long shot, $25 for the Dazzler, $50 for that Mojo. You throw in the little Wolverine right here. You throw in all the extra controllers and the magazines and the box. $129.99. Is that optimistic? I'm scared to think $149.99, but you got to think at least 25 and 25 for the 2 6-inch figures, 50 on that Mojo like the MODOK was. It's putting us up over $130. Ooh, so let's see what we got in the comments going on here. What people's predictions might be for this. Again, I'm thinking closer to 150. Maybe I'm just trying to be negative, so I'm not too surprised when it pops up. Arl says that he liked the She-Hulk trailer, interested in what they do. I agree, and I'm really interested in seeing what they do with the Abomination. I'm hoping he's working toward being on Thunderbolts or Dark Avengers. Okay, Figure says, I want She-Hulk to do many things. That's hilarious. Four Feathers like the trailer as well. Four Feathers says that he is in for the War Machine. Omega 13 says probably 90. Dude, if this was 90, I'd probably get two. I hope it's 90. I really do. But it's going to be hard for me to think that those a new long shot and a redeco Dazzler aren't going to at least be $25 a piece. Scott says, I was really surprised how good the She-Hulk trailer looked. Still waiting on a Savage Hulk return, though. I think we could see that. I really do. RL says, I know I'll be in the minority, but I want that Sharon Carter figure. What is she going on? Everything I believe that they showed today is going on sale tomorrow on Hasbro Pulse, at 1 o'clock. I believe it's going to be at 1 p.m. tomorrow for almost everything that they showed. I do the bag Spider-Man, the bag over the head Spider-Man on the retro card. He is a Target exclusive. I don't know if that'll be up on Target tomorrow, but everything else seems to be going up at 1 o'clock. So this is so cool. So let's take some time to talk about this. Obviously, the star of the show was Mojo. I am so freaking pumped to see this Mojo. I never went out and purchased the Mojo, the original Mojo that they put out from the, was it Toy Biz? Never had that. However, absolutely loving this thing. Good friend of the channel, Jay Girk the Collector, built the original, and we said that eventually they're going to reissue it as a Hasbro, because that's what they do. They did it with Apocalypse. You know, they did it with MODOK. I'm looking at them right now on my shelf. I love my MODOK with my Cyclops blast effect. This thing is incredible. They said it's going to have a lot of articulation. I believe the way Dwight said it was the yellow jaundiced look. I was laughing. I was out on my jaunt on my exercise today around 5:30 trying to beat the rainstorm. And I had a laugh when he said that yellow jaundice look. This thing looks fantastic. I love the head sculpt. Has a very animated feel to it, which if you ever saw the X-Men animated series episodes of Mojo, they're fantastic. So absolutely loving the fact we're getting this Mojo. I almost kind of wish he would have just been like a MODOK for a deluxe release. But the thing is, I also really enjoy their characters we're getting here. Always have been a fan of Longshot. I've read a lot of his comics. He also was in the animated series. And then we're also getting the Dazzler, which they said is the Outback, or the Outback version, I think they said, of Dazzler. So we have the video game Dazzler, which actually I do have right here. I never opened it, so it's probably going to go on the wall. So we got this version of Dazzler already. However, we are getting a Dazzler in this pack-in, and then that little Wolverine. So this Mojo is going to be huge. They said it's not so much tall as it is wide. and just massive. So the height, I'm sure with the added part up top, will definitely add some height to it if you're putting it on a shelf. Also flashbacks to X-Men, the X-Men, the Sega video game, the first one. You got to fight MODOK. So again, just a great addition here. If you're an animated series collector or just comic book collector, throwing this in there. And again, the packaging is going to be top notch. This does go on sale tomorrow at 1 o'clock on Hasbro Pulse. This was, I believe, the only Hasbro Pulse exclusive. I passed on past Pulse exclusives. I passed on the Hellfire Club, and I kind of regret that. So I will definitely be picking this up tomorrow. Hopefully it's easy to get. It's not going to be like a website crash or something. That'll suck. But very, very excited. And thank you again to Hasbro Pulse's Twitter. That's where we're pulling these pictures from. And the other pictures we looked at were from over at the Fwoosh. So Robo, you're never going to see this. You don't know who I am, but I love your work, sir. Hope to one day be in the same conversation. But we did use the Fwoosh. So check out thefwoosh.com if you get the opportunity. We all know the Fwoosh is, right? He's awesome. So check that out for sure. So RL says, let me get that ready. Forfeather says, yep, I agree. Mojo looks awesome. I'm going to have to get in on as well. Yeah, regardless of price, I pretty much told myself I'm going to get this no matter what. Sometimes I do get a little wishy-washy with higher priced things at these box sets. This is a must get. I need a Mojo. I've been waiting for one for a long time. So I will definitely be picking that up. So that pretty much concludes all the releases today. And this was done, by the way, on Instagram at the Hasbro Pulse page on Instagram. I had a heck of a time finding it for some reason. I kept going to Hasbro and getting frustrated, but it is in like the video portion on their Instagram page. They said they're trying to mix around with different formats, different platforms of releases in their media department. So it was Dwight and Ryan that did share these. That's a great looking picture. I know that's not an actual picture of the figure. That's just a digital render, but they had actual figures in hand. Also, I love the way, if you watched it, the way that Dwight was going through. Oh, I know we didn't talk about the Sentinel. So there is one other thing we didn't talk about here, and that is a little Marvel Legend, but by little, it's actually rather large. Check this guy out. So this is part of their, as I call it, Marvel Legends minis. Toy Anxiety, as they call their Star Wars minis, the retro series. But this thing's actually pretty massive. They showed it on card. It's going to be tall. It's going to be a big boy. Again, not a lot of articulation. It's meant to be 5 POA. I guess it'll be head, shoulder, leg. But this looks really cool. And again, this will be nice on the wall, or if you have a Sentinel, this could be pretty neat to put next to your Master Mold. So I do collect a lot of the Sentinels, so I will probably pick this up. I only picked up other retro figures when they were on sale at Big Lots, so I haven't gone in on the little 3 3/4 guys unless I get a great deal. Yes, Robo is amazing. I completely agree. So yeah, so that was all the reveals. I believe this is also going to be everywhere, I think. Does it say? Sentinel pre-ordered Hasbro Pulse, but yeah, I think this will be everywhere. This will probably be at the pegs other places as well. So there's a look at the different reveals that they put out there from the Pulse today. Always loving those guys interact with the community. It's always very fun, very cool that they get on there and basically, cut it up with us. All right, so I'm going to back the camera up here. And we're going to put together this Armadillo. It's not going to be a super long episode tonight. We're already at 18 minutes and 30 seconds. I intentionally wanted to keep it short and sweet. I want to talk a little about the future of the channel things. If you didn't notice in the thumbnail, I did have it up there that this is the last episode of Live 705, which we are going to be taking a hiatus for a while, and we'll talk about that at the end of the video. But for people who are here to see this figure put together, let's back this camera up. Close your eyes if you get seasick. We don't want to see you getting sick here on the channel. I'm one of those people that keeps the tape over the camera. I don't know why. I just do it. All right, so let's slide this out of the way without any problems. There we go. And by the way, this is that Dazzler I was talking about that I do have in my collection already. I'm sure a lot of you do have this in your collection. I never opened mine. I got it on clearance, and for some reason I threw it in a bin, and I forgot. It was literally in a bin underneath this table. So really digging the Dazzler. I will probably put this on my wall in anticipation of opening the other one we're going to get. This was, I guess, the video game version of her. That's why I picked it up. But this was the first 80 years, I believe, and they put these out here. So sliding that out of the way. So let's put this bad boy together right here. And then we'll talk about the future of the channel a little bit. I know some people are curious about what's going on. So I did basically buy this piecemeal. I picked up a lot of the figures on clearance. I picked up a lot of the figures, a couple of the figures at full price. I picked a couple up at VR Hobbies, good friend of the channel. But I just didn't need a lot of these. I sold a couple off loose. but I did want this Build-A-Figure. So the fact that I was able to get some of them on the super cheap, I dug that. I did keep my Miles Morales. I haven't opened him yet. I'll probably save him for a future night on Instagram or something. But if you're curious, there's the cross sell. This is an older wave, obviously. But you can see right there, you did need 6 figures. I got this guy and this guy at VR Hobbies for full price. I kept Strange because I didn't have an MCU Strange. I actually did sell off my black and gold Spider-Man. I have a J. Jonah that I wanted in the collection. I kept him. I kept the Miles. These were full price, and then these both were on clearance. I did sell her. I still have him, but I probably will sell him off as well. So I tried to build this on the cheap as best I could, but I wanted to build him, so we picked them up. And the Miles will definitely stay in my collection. I know I've talked to Dante Dark Joker Zen about him in the past, but I definitely want that Miles in my collection. So, so taking a look at this, let's see. Four Feather says I have her as well. Got her for $10. Yeah, that's not a bad price. So let's build this thing. I didn't do any homework. Hopefully it's pretty much self-explanatory. We'll do some comparisons to some other Build-A-Figures, and then we're going to call it a night. So I guess we go with the big toe on the inside. So let's put him in here. And again, I always get a little nervous popping these things together, getting in there, especially this. You kind of have that plastic overlay, which I think makes it a little bit hard. I don't want to pressure it too much. It's going to be hard to see. Getting it in there. I probably should have looked at some stuff ahead of time. All right, so let's see here as I struggle. All right, so we got one leg to go. Get this other leg on here. And again, it is kind of awkward to hold in the hand to get it where you need to because of the fact you do have that overlay on the front for Armadillo. See, this one doesn't want to quite go on there for me. So you have to kind of work around that soft plastic. I want to get it just enough that it works. All right, so I think we got it in there for now. That'll work good enough. We're not going to go crazy with it. All right, so we got him in there in our torso. All right. I think I have this leg in a little bit better than the other one. All right, it'll work though. All right, so there we go. Let's get some arms going on here. So we have this side, got a little bit of a pop. Not as much of a pop as we used to get these things, but a little bit of a pop on that side. Let me know in the comments, do you have this guy? Did you buy him right out the gate, or did you put him together kind of on the cheap like I did? Our other arm over here. And then obviously our head, which I just knocked over. We went to the back. Ugh. And this is a big boy. Again, that's why I wanted to get him eventually. The actual big Build-A-Figures I like to get in my collection when they're big, chunky guys like this. So he's a big dude, as you can see. Still quite a bit leg in all the way. I think that might have done it right there. And then we do get this back piece since he's an Armadillo. And boom, we built our Armadillo. There he is. So let's get him up on the rotating base. Hopefully he'll stand for us without being too ornery. So big, chunky dude. They're the Build-A-Figures I like the best. They're the Build-A-Figures I want in my collection, are the big boys, not those little Mantis figures they gave us back in the day with the Guardians. These big, chunky pieces of plastic, they're the ones I tend to build, as you can see, based upon my collection. So this is a big guy. Comments to see what's going on. Mega13 says, I trimmed the 2 layers off on the Armadillo shoulder pad to prevent most of the hindering. I was going to say that obviously you can't do a whole lot because of that. So Omega, that's a great idea. Four Feather says Armadillo is a big boy. He's got some size to him for sure. Sabian says, yo, what's going on, Sabian? Four Feather says, I need a few more figs from this wave. Yeah, Four Feathers, like we say, long game. You know, wait and get him cheap. I figured I wouldn't find the black and gold Spider-Man because he evaporated at retail. And I needed a Strange, so I picked him up at VR Hobbies. But again, if you can get the Moreland, obviously, the Shriek without a yelling head, NJ Tree, if you're checking this out at any point in time, I know you're not a fan of Shriek without the yelling head. But yeah, if you can get them on the cheap, do it on the cheap for sure. Sabian says, just picked up the Sam and Cap 2-pack. Very cool. And the Wardlow. Very cool pickups. Let me know what you think of that Sam and Cap 2-pack. I think it's cool they reissued that Steve Rogers version. And if you don't have a Sam, then that's a pretty good pack to pick up for sure. Makeup 13 says, I have 5 or 6 of those Armadillo's bodies. Nice. And James, a.k.a. Ratface, the G.I. Joe classified connoisseur. What's going on, James? Thanks for being here, man. So it's a big, chunky boy right here. I'm just going to reach across. We'll do a couple comparisons with him here. And then we will talk about the future of the channel a little bit. Because, again, this is the last Live 705 for a little while. So let's see. You can see just, you know how much I love this guy. He was like my figure of the year, right? Easily Build-A-Figure of the year. I think he should stay. No, it's going to be tough. These are big guys to get up here on the base. We'll see if we can get them both. I will say over time, his ankles have become very loose. Let me know in the comments, has that been your situation? I have 2 of these I built. I built one on clearance and one at full price. He's not going to stay, I don't think. So what we'll do is let's put him down here on the ground. So here's a size comparison with Armadillo along with our Ursa Major. So side by side for these 2 lads right there, you can see Armadillo definitely wider. Height-wise, they're not that far off. He stands more upright, whereas he kind of slopes in the back with the head in the front. As far as a back-to-back comparison is kind of go with these 2. There's a look right there at how they size up with one another. Pretty good look right there, I would say. Sorry for the moving of the camera. But there he is with our Ursa. Let's put Ursa off to the side. And we'll put him right back where he actually goes. You can see those ankles are very loose on him, though. I'm always waiting for him to kind of dump it anymore. Though I keep one in my living room, and I'm always expecting him to fall. Let's get the star of the show. I should say star of the show, but one of the exciting parts of the show from the She-Hulk trailer. There is our Abomination. You can see he's a large fellow as well. He is a lot bigger. He's probably one of the biggest build-figures we've seen in a while. So he definitely is much larger than the Armadillo. But again, Armadillo is wide. So again, like based on his character, it makes sense. So despite the fact you can see here that he's shorter, he's a hell of a lot wider. I mean, there's his chest. His chest here is like maybe there's a third more or maybe like 20% more of width there. And from shoulder to shoulder, that's a big difference right there. I might even be able to get fancy here. Hey, here we go. There's the ruler from when I'm like 8 years old because I apparently keep everything. His chest is what, about 2.5, you'd call that? Call 2.5 inches wide, or even shoulder to shoulder. Here you can see Armadillo. He's a wide dude, right? It's an old ruler. I just decided to get that out there. So again, you can see there the comparison as far as his size is concerned. Let's slip this lad back where he was with my Retro and Rad sticker. Shout out to them. Love their particular store. We do have the Apocalypse X-Men that I bought at Retro and Rad. So if you're curious about how he sizes up with Apocalypse, there's your look at Apocalypse. They're about the same height. As you can see, they're very close to being the same height. Again, much wider and beefier over on this particular side of that figure. James says, I need more classifieds to get my fix. Dude, you're way ahead of me. So you're finding stuff I could only dream to see sometime the next year. Sabian says he needs that Ursa. Oh, I love the Ursa so much. Kurt K asks, are there any Build-A-Figures you are looking forward to this year? I definitely would like to get the Tank X-Man. The name's eluding which Reaver he is. But I would like him, but I'm not a huge fan of the figures in that wave. I'm a little bit upset with the figures they have in that wave, but I do look forward to possibly building him. I thought Frogman was the star of the show. When I was going to basically center this around She-Hulk, I was going to have my She-Hulk figure back there, and of course my freaking Frogman. If you don't know what he's talking about, hang on one second here, let me grab my Frogman. Frogman makes an appearance in the She-Hulk trailer, which is incredible. I'm very curious to see what direction they're going to go with him. But there is our Frogman. The comparison you never knew you wanted, but you needed with our Armadillo figure. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. That She-Hulk trailer was great. We'll talk more about that hopefully another day. But very excited to see what they do with that particular series. With that said, guys, I said it's going to be a shorter episode tonight, so let's get ready to get out of here. What I did want to do, and I kind of forgot this, let's get these out of the way. I did want to put the laptop back up here, and I don't tend to do laptop stuff. I know it doesn't look very good when I put it on screen. And here's the thing, that's one of the reasons I'm considering, not even considering, one of the reasons I am taking a hiatus from Live at 705. I've really enjoyed doing this live stream. If you are relatively new, I did start Live at 705 during the pandemic, just basically as a way for me to kind of stay fresh with my speaking skills. I do talk a lot for my job, and working from home, things got weird fast, right? So I started Live at 705 as an experiment. It was a lot of fun for me. However, all things do come to an end. Now, I will continue doing live streams. I'm just taking a break. We've been doing this live stream, believe it or not, on YouTube for almost a year. Again, if you're new, this is literally my first YouTube live stream. And it was the Major Blood G.I. Joe Classified unboxing video. I really want to kind of hit it hard to start off. And again, we'll slide a little bit closer here. But I was very excited when I did this. I was putting some live streams copy pasted basically from Instagram, which had like the vertical strips of video. So some of my earlier Live 705s were put over on YouTube on my channel. But again, this was literally the first one, which if you'll indulge me here, I'm just going to play this.
What goes on, everybody? Welcome to Live at 705, our first ever official episode here on our new home of YouTube here in Disavowed Action Figures. So hope everybody's doing well. Looking forward to a great show tonight. As you can see in front of you, very GI.
So again, that was our first actual YouTube live stream. You can see that we pretty much are set up the same way as we were when we did this on 5/19/2021, which if you didn't notice, it's about a year ago. So we've been doing this for about a year here on YouTube. It's been a blast. I've really enjoyed it. A lot of you followed me over from Instagram, which I cannot say how appreciative I am for those who support the channel and from the beginning as well. But we are about a year. It's about our 1 year anniversary doing live streams where basically we did one every week. It's rare we missed a week unless we were on the road at an event like AEW or a toy show or I just couldn't do it because of my health or something. But we pretty much have done a live stream every Wednesday night for the last calendar year. And I'm proud of that we stayed consistent and that we were able to all interact as much as we have as a community. In addition to it being the 1 year anniversary of our YouTube versions of Live 705, believe it or not, and I don't believe it, we're literally approaching the 2 year anniversary of Disavowed Action Figures. So again, I'm sorry to move the camera. I know this is very amateur, but get a little bit closer, you can see that. That was our YouTube start date. That's when we started toy hunting. I did a lot of toy hunts on Instagram at the very beginning. Eventually, thanks to a lot of help from a lot of people, Art G, I want to mention him, very, very helpful in mentoring me here on YouTube, moving things over from Instagram. If you haven't noticed, we have recently monetized on YouTube. I could have done it at 1,000 subscribers. Then I said, no, let's get to 2,000 subs. And no, let's get to 3,000 subs. So the girlfriend, the GF, A Tizzle, she finally said, it's time that you need to monetize. So I have monetized. There will be commercials in my twin videos moving forward. Thank you so much for supporting me and getting me to that point. It was just time to do it. There's lots of reasons, but I figured I'll take that plunge being a YouTube partner. But again, here we are almost 2 years into this YouTube. I never could have imagined I'd meet so many freaking awesome people. So many great people in this community. Again, special shout out to the Infinity Equation podcast. I've talked about how watching their show in the pandemic really made the weird life of the last 2.5 years be a lot less weird. Meeting so many people, Ryan, Pew Pew, Dante, Alex, Bobby, I didn't get to know too well, but he was obviously on the show. Todd was on the show, Rectangular. So those guys at Infinity Equation, I owe them a huge thank you. They've been a huge inspiration to the channel as well. And again, so many great toy hunters out there that support Sleeping Collectibles. Shout out to him. Shout out to obviously the Mad Collector. All you guys out there. Century, Ron, Big Dove. I mean, there's so many people that that I've gotten to know in the community. I don't leave out a ton of people, but you've been great. You're awesome people. We have an awesome community, and I love it. So I will continue doing live streams. We're just going to take a little bit of time off. Not a huge amount of time, maybe a month or so. I'm going to rethink some things. I want to kind of mix it up. I'm considering, I'm not going to let any cats out of the bag here. We're thinking about doing some different things, upgrade a little bit, kind of mix up how we do with live streams. We're not going to be putting the computer on camera. This was the one night thing pretty much here to kind of do what I wanted to do. But it's been a great ride. We're going to continue putting out toy and videos, hopefully twice a week. And we're just going to keep going from there. So it's been a really fun time. Thank you so much for supporting on Wednesdays. And again, this is not a goodbye so much as a so long. I'll still be interacting with the community that we have during the premiere live toy and videos here on YouTube. I might throw some things on Instagram, interact a little bit more on Instagram as well. So just trying to mix it up a little bit, but wanted to take some time here to kind of just get my feet under me and kind of see what direction, we wanted to go to try to improve the channel moving forward. So before we get out of here for the night, Mr. Axelanos, hello. I'm sorry if I said the name wrong. T3 Collects, what's going on, sir? Congratulations on your continued work over at your YouTube and Instagram. Kurt, thank you, sir. Much appreciated. James, a.k.a. Ratface, thank you. Your inspiration. Hey, thank you so much, buddy. And same to you. And I'm not going anywhere. Just taking a break to kind of figure out how I can improve things here and make this experience for the live stream a little bit better for everybody. You helped me out in securing my major blood by giving me the DPCI. I've been a subscriber ever since. Thank you so much, Support Feathers. It's been great to get to know you. and the lady, of course. RL says, I enjoy your channel. It's a breath of fresh air and a sea of shaky co-ed videos. I try, buddy. I try. So with that said, everybody, we're getting ready to call it a night here on the live stream. Again, we will be back and better than ever. I don't know. I don't want to give you a specific date because I don't want to be held to anything. I'm kicking around. Sorry, there it is. Amateur move. I'm kicking around probably sometime, hopefully in June, maybe later in June, getting back at this live stream thing with some changes to the channel. And who knows? Maybe I'll come back and nothing will be changed. I just want the time to think about it, to kind of consider the options, what I can do to make things better. Again, this is very amateur of me here. I'm apologizing to the camera so much moving around tonight. But again, we just did some different things. So everybody, thank you so much for your support. I've been talking way too long for this outro. But I will say, if you're new and you're watching this, you somehow made it this far with my babbling, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's free for you. It doesn't cost you anything. As we grow the channel, helps us out tremendously. Hit the bell for notifications. So you're told we post new content here on the channel, like our weekly live streams, which will be taking a break, but our weekly toy hunts, at least 2 usually every week on the channel. Check us out at Instagram and Twitter at disavowed_12 for daily toy content update. These videos on YouTube take a couple days to a week sometimes to get out. So if you follow me on Instagram and you're somewhat close to me, or our Walmarts, kind of like Ron's Walmarts up there in New England, are kind of aligned and we get things out at similar times, you might see something on my Instagram page, go to your store and find it. So check that out if you could. With that said, everybody, if you're out there toy hunting this week, remember the 3 Ps of the toy hunt: patience, persistence, most of all, politeness. Everybody, take care, stay healthy, and until the next time, goodbye for now, and I'll be seeing all of you at the pegs.